What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I will be reviewing the film that everybody and their mom seems to want to talk about, and that is The Irishman. Alright, so before I begin this review, I want to first say that I wasn't looking forward to this movie. I've never been a huge fan of mafia films. I can't even think of many that I've enjoyed other than maybe Tom Hanks in the Road to Perdition. There's a few reasons for this, but one of the main ones is because they often have characters that I can't connect with. They aren't likable. They aren't anybody that I can relate to, and the movies are just often lengthy, and we all know how long The Irishman is. However, I know that some movies can and often do surprise me, so let's go ahead and talk about the life of this autodidact. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, autodidact, a self-taught person. The Irishman covers the life of Frank Sheeran, played by Robert De Niro, that carried out a number of hits for the Mafia and also worked for Jimmy Hoffa. This film centers on his life as well as the many different people that he ran into throughout that time period. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of The Irishman. I'll get to why in a second, but let me first start off by saying that it does a lot of beautiful things from a technical standpoint. I think it was in the first 5 to 10 minutes where I could tell that the visuals, the cinematography, and editing, they all specifically were top notch, from the production design to the makeup to the de-aging stuff done on De Niro. I know Scorsese talks mad crap about Marvel films, but I mean, he was kind of using their same technology when it came down to de-aging De Niro. Then it goes to the performances by everybody, which again is also very good. None of this am I going to contest. Instead, I want to look at the story, and I use quotations because I don't see much of one. People define plot in a lot of different ways, but the only thing that I've ever really wanted to see from any given film is a story goal. What are the characters trying to achieve? What are they trying to do? What is their end goal? Their Mount Doom. How will they save Zion or Private Ryan? How will they solve this murder mystery? What are their Infinity Stones? How do they intend on destroying the Death Star? You catch my drift. Good stories have purpose. They have characters that sense an imbalance in the world, and they are working to rectify that and bring balance back to the force, so to speak. From the beginning, the audience is usually clued in on what the movie is about. In my opinion, bad stories are just a collection of things that happen, and The Irishman is just a collection of things that happen. Technically, things keep happening for 36 hours because without an end goal, without something the characters are attempting to achieve, you can literally just watch their entire lives unfold because there is no end in sight. The audience isn't clued in on where this story is going. When they aren't clued in on where the story's going, how exactly do you know when the climax occurs? If there is no point B to their point A, then there can be no obstacles along their path. As for the characters, again, there is some really impressive performances coming out of everybody in this film, but one of the reasons that I don't like mafia stories is because I typically can't connect with any of those characters, and the same applies here. De Niro isn't exactly a likable character. I couldn't give two poops if he just spontaneously combusted in this film, because I couldn't root for him, and the movie's long, very long. I think my boredom showed up first, 30 minutes in, and I knew right then and there that I had 3 more hours where I just want to claw my eyes out because there is no story goal. And because I didn't care about any of the characters or their journeys, there's this little voice in the back of my head that kept on whispering, there's no point to this film. Not only that, but when you have 3.5 hours of playtime, you run the risk of introducing too many characters, too many locations, and too many storylines, which The Irishman ultimately does all of that, making it immediately over-convoluted too. I could go on, but I feel like I wasted a huge chunk of my life here. This movie literally gave me a migraine. I will give The Irishman 56%, 56 out of 100 possible stars, which is the lowest score that I can give a movie without it being a failing letter grade. So that means I'm giving this a D for all the technical areas that were smoothly done, the sharp performances and the vital use of dialogue, but without a substantial story. I don't see this film having much legs to stand on. Guys, let me know what you thought about The Irishman in the comments down below. Are you in the majority here thinking that the movie is all that? Or are you like me thinking it may be a little bit overhyped, overrated? As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some more like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because that helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!